more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin to ya. All right, y'all, man, your boy loves the NFL every year about this time because shit gets real. The week of the draft, man, unbelievable shit starts to come out, right? A lot of it a smoke screen. A lot of it has some validity to it as well. So you just got to decipher which side of the coin that you're going to fall on and believe in certain things right here. So, and talking about the Baltimore Ravens, right? Much requested here for the past almost 3 years. This channel has been going on there. People are like, Murph, you got to cover the Baltimore Ravens. I wish that was your primary coverage. And I'm like, man, I wish people knew your boy used to actually cover the Baltimore Ravens for SB Nation's Baltimore Beatdown, I think it was, when my career was first starting in like 2013 as a football analyst. And, man, definitely have an affinity for the team. One of my favorite covers right there because it's one of the top 3 franchises in the NFL, in my opinion. Not going to have a long periods of time with any downtrodden years or whatever like that with the Baltimore Ravens because it starts at the top with the owner on down. Them boys got their shit together. They ain't joking, right? You can just look at the amount of coaches that they had over the past however many years, man. Not many at all, right? So that's the mark of a great franchise to me right there. Got to put the Steelers there, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Indianapolis Colts as well. Some of the best franchises you'll see right there. But the Baltimore Ravens, man, I'm not going to lie. I was dumbfounded to the fact that they caved into the Orlando Brown trade. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, I don't give a damn. I would have to make that dude play, right? Because they're at a pivotal time right here. Baltimore Ravens is one of these teams that have right now. If they were to win the Super Bowl next year, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. They're knocking on the doorstep right now. Finally got over that playoff game hump with your man Action Jackson at quarterback. But to me, just a couple of tweaks here, a couple of tweaks there, man. I see no reason why they can't get past the Kansas City Chiefs and win the Super Bowl. This team is that damn talented, man, and they're always talented from the line of scrimmage. They're an inside-out built team. That's why they're always good. That's why the Steelers are always good. The Baltimore Ravens, you could say, had the best offensive line in the entire NFL. Them, the Colts, you know what I'm saying, 6 in one hand, half a dozen on the other. There's some other teams as well with some pretty good offensive line. But trading away Orlando Brown. But then I start to think, you know what I'm saying, take a step back, and I saw that the pick that they got, an extra first-round pick, some shit set up for the future as well. But then I hear them talking about, man, the Falcons perhaps fielding calls for Julio Jones, and I'm thinking, man, these guys just got another first-round pick. They're looking for a prototypical receiver who can work backside and can command a lot of attention. There's nobody who can do that better than Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons. So I'll talk about this from the Ravens standpoint here. I even go through a couple of clips here just because that's what I do, man. I can't help myself. I always sometimes want to talk about football and not have to do any film studies or anything like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I shoot myself in the foot and still do it when I really feel I don't have to, but it is all good. So make sure you support quality content. Your boy always giving you that heat rock. So if we're talking about that, right, they already got Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins, one of my top 5 all-time favorite receivers in college football. I used to think he was Julio Jones. He played just like Julio Jones when he was at Clemson. He is obviously not Julio Jones, too injury-prone, not enough consistency. He started off looking like damn Julio Jones in his first year or so at Buffalo, but then ever since, man, just too injury-prone. But he still has that talent. That is a great pickup for Lamar Jackson. Now, I'm one of these people, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm down on your boy Lamar Jackson, and I'm wondering about his progression as an actual NFL QB. The ability to think the game through, not having to rely on your athleticism and being able to distribute the ball, right? Ball distribution, that's what I'm into, right? Rock distribution, that's also what I was into, right? But I don't got to do that no more, especially if you support quality content. I ain't got to be rock distributing anymore. But Lamar Jackson definitely needs to start distributing that rock. And I want to see him to be able to work past the numbers, right? They work on the inside. To me, that's college stuff, 12 personnel. But guess what? I started to believe, right, even if it's college stuff, if it's impactful, does it matter if it's college-type stuff? They have one of the best tight ends in the NFL and Mark Andrews and Hayden Hurst, who went to the Falcons, right? That's not funny, right? A lot of you Baltimore Ravens fans was all over the Atlanta Falcons content I did on Hayden Hurst. And you said he sucked and this and that. Looked pretty damn good to me, just like I said he would. But that's another story for another day right there. The Baltimore Ravens, Nick Boyle and all these guys, they will forever keep viable tight ends. But they got Andrews there. A 12 personnel package, running that right. Maybe shoot it to 11 personnel and have somebody who can work on the inside like a Julio Jones has done for the Atlanta Falcons, and that be your de facto inside. It's much easier to throw the ball in between the hashes than it is to throw the ball outside the numbers. That's just what it is. So that's why Lamar Jackson excels at that. However, if you were to have Julio Jones as an option on the inside, Marquise Brown, of course, and the Sammy Watkins. All these guys are interchangeable as well, especially Watkins and Jones. And then Andrews. Come on, man. That shit is hard. That's scary. That is absolutely scary if you're not a fan of the Baltimore Ravens, because they can absolutely bust your ass doing that. Not to mention that run game with J.K. Dobbins and my man Gus Edwards from the U out there. Where's the weakness? Where's the weakness? Now we'll be all on Lamar Jackson to actually show that he can distribute that rock and to show that he can get past his secondary read into his tertiary read. Start doing stuff like that. I know the guy can do it, man. He's a phenomenal football talent, period, even if you are down on his quarterbacking skills per se. But he's even improved on that in certain areas that I saw last year, and I think he will continue to take that leap. He's still pretty young in his development and pretty young, period, right? He may be younger than your boy Joe Burrow. I have to go back and look at that, but there's a good chance he may be younger than even Joe Burrow, so keep that in mind. He's already been in the league MVP, already won a playoff game, continue to progress. That's exactly how you do it. You bring in a veteran like Julio Jones, a guy like Sammy Watkins, and then I would still go and draft somebody, a bigger type receiver. I have just a receiver. I was going to do something on that. It's funny. I was going to do something on that a few days ago, but then I put it off. I was going to try to get to it there, but a guy like Nico Collins from Michigan, that shit will be hard. Then you can focus, if you're the Baltimore Ravens, on that edge presence. Got to replace the guys that you lost there at the edge. You still got some dudes there, man. I love me Pernell McPhee. That's my dude right there. But a legit edge outside linebacker type, man, could be Jason Owe. It could be a Ronnie Perkins from Oklahoma. You got a whole bunch of different choices there. They just have a whole bunch of shit that they can do, and they always seem to be in the mix with being able to do something to keep it to where they're a legit Super Bowl contender. No doubt about that. As a matter of fact, check this out. Condensed formation here. You're going to have a pretty much a bang 8 right here from the slot receiver. I want to say that maybe Calvin Ridley here. Obviously, they're in 12 personnel, too. Got the Baltimore Ravens special here. I would like to see the Baltimore Ravens run with the 11 personnel like I was talking or whatever like that. But you can just see right here what makes Julio Jones special usually is the run after catch here. You're going to have a deep curl here, and he knows how to get open. He runs very good routes, pushes you back. You always have to respect him vertically. You're working in that 3 deep zone right there. You can see right there, he's just murder on wheels. Your man Lamar Jackson able to have that time to deliver the ball, which he should, right? I know they're going to get the offensive line together, so he should still be able to have that type of time to be able to go through his progressions, whatever. But 2-man route combination right there, nothing too special about that. It's just the fact that, hey, boom, hit this guy right by the numbers, and he's able to get after it after the catch. Like, he still can run. Thing about Julio Jones is sometimes you got to think when these teams do want to let these veterans go that they're probably letting them go at the right time. We saw it with Todd Gurley. They knew their player better than other people would know their player. So Julio Jones, I still think he has a few good years in him, right? I think he maybe still have an elite year in him next year. A very good year in him the following year. It's just going to depend on his health. So you start getting a little bit nicked up and injury prone, which he has been. Missed a lot of games last year, but was nicked up in a ton of games the year before as well. That's when you can start to see the writing on the wall. He plays a very physical game, but the guy can still run, and he catches everything thrown to him. So if you have a Marquise Brown who can go deep, you have a Sammy Watkins who can work mid-range to vert, and Julio Jones who can work vert mid-range, but, man, he can start in the quick game, in the yards after the catch game. You give Lamar Jackson every single thing that he needs, man. And I really do need to see this kid with some viable receiving options before you start saying that he can't be a top 10 quarterback with his mind, not just with his physical gifts. Here he is again in a slot. He's going to be running in a sluggo. Matched up here against safety Delano Hill right here, pressing it vertically. Showing you these inside routes because I think that's where he can definitely impact the Baltimore Ravens right there. Good route right there. I think Matt Ryan didn't have enough time to step into it right there to really get it downfield, but they completed the pay. Come on. Why he do that? That seems unnecessary. Why he herbed that man like that? Look at this. Get off me, man. He herbed him. You a herb. Come on. See it from this angle right here. Yeah, Matt Ryan couldn't really step into it, but completed. You see that man even getting working the numbers right on the numbers grip. When all else fails, man, you could just throw it up to this dude in the middle of the field and he's going to come down with it. So that's what Lamar Jackson, anybody, right? This goes beyond the Baltimore Ravens, right? This is just the first team that I thought of that I know could win the Super Bowl right now. Just needs one piece like a Julio Jones to be able to get that. Look at that. What happened? Matt Ryan up here playing basketball, almost got his shot blocked. Throws that bad boy up. Julio goes up and gets it in traffic. He's a guy that you can rely upon in traffic right there. Oh, I know he ain't going to like that. Nope. Quandre Diggs. How you spin the ball and look. Julio needs a hug, man, a role model or something. But look, props to anybody who can get that reference right there, know where that movie's from, or that quote is from for that movie. But, yo, this goes beyond the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens could definitely use him, but, man, I think about a team like the Indianapolis Colts. To me, they're right there as well. Man, who else could use? Man, you guys have to let me know who's somebody that's on the cusp that could use a legitimate premium receiver like this guy. Man, the Miami Dolphins. I think the Miami Dolphins could use a guy like this as well. So you guys let me know some teams out there as well, but none more so to me than the Baltimore Ravens. That shit would be hard, all right? But with that being said, as always, man, thank you for watching. It's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Make sure you support quality content. Can't do it without you guys out there that are real supporters, not you goofballs that always run up on here after 10 seconds and comment on the video. So hashtag Real Men Watch to the end. And then, peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.